Hello gamers, family and friends. Want to welcome you to the Alpha 60 update info listing on Steam for Subsistence. It's my opinion and my opinion only. I'm putting together this little video just to give heads up to the people that do not know about what's in the update thus far, and would like to just show you what's going on. All right, to begin with, we have vehicle construction bay. That's common. That came into test. I mean, it's not common. It's what's in the new update, but I've already built this in the test part. I tell you what, he's got some things backwards. The frame and chassis is named wrong. They're correct looking, but they're named wrong. I don't think it's a great update, I'll be honest with you. And if I play less, this is why. Because I've played this tons and tons, but this will be my downfall. You can pause it as you see right there, but y'all can read this as you go, and I'll just make a few comments here and there. And if you notice, this guy in the picture there has some camouflage clothes on, and yeah, you can get those, but you have to pay for them. Really. I mean, the game's fallen down, so he wants us to pay for update clothing and stuff. Just the stuff that goes on you, cosmetic. It's neither here nor there, so take it with what you can. The ATV has cargo space. It runs on fuel. Everything still costs too much. It still takes too much damage. Old Games does not really realize that an ATV is built for ruggedness. We have one that is this size or bigger, and you can't hardly tear that thing apart. It's been hit into small little trees, not big enough something that would damage a regular car or anything like that. I'm talking about these scrub oaks and stuff like that. You can run into them and over them and slap them all around, and it doesn't do much damage to it. Maybe a few cosmetic scratches and stuff. And when a bar gets bent, that's what the bar is for. It is to get bent and not let the rest of it get bent. But this one takes damage way too much. You can make a fob for it, and well, that's coming up, I think. But you got your fuel, your gears, you got your speedometer, and you got your lights on and off, and then your battery, of course. And then you have to build a battery jumper for that instead of just carrying a battery with you, which would make more sense to me because you got to make a battery anyway to make the jumper. The game is not big enough for an ATV yet. And I understand some people like it. The getting on and off of everything that you have to grab, like fiber, cotton growing, things that you drive right upside to and are located right at the floorboard of your foot down there. You should be able to open them and get them without having to jump off and on and off and on. I understand ore, but this is preposterous. That's crazy. And you got your shift, and y'all can pause and read as you go. And yeah, you got different paint jobs for your ATV, but then again, you have to buy them. I think they should have been part of the game. And you can read what each of this stuff does. And we're forcing to go down into the caves to get black crystals. As of yet, I've never seen a black crystal or a regular crystal in a hunter backpack, a drop bag, and it disappeared. There's not enough. You have to constantly keep going. It's a forcing to play spot, and it's old, very old, or it's getting old. Let me say it like that. This stuff should be on the hunters, basically, when you kill them, because that's where you're at. I mean, above ground, yeah, I don't see iron ore in the hunter's bags or anything. I wish all the bags and crates would be gone. I really do. I would say if you want a crate or something in the game, put a regular crate that we make, a box, and have it set aside and call it, the hunter stash or something like that, because they can't carry everything that they get either, theoretically. Diddly-bogging around and need space to put stuff in it. That would have been the best thing to do. Come to a better, realistic way of getting all the stuff we need, rather than these bags that said whenever he made the game that they were placeholders and he was going to change them and get rid of them. Never has. And on we go. Y'all can keep reading. I mean, we can recall a vehicle to our base, but we can't even recall ourselves to a base that should have been in the game a long time ago if you're going that route for recalling. Jeesh. And then along with all this other stuff, it just takes way too much stuff to do most anything he's got in here. I'm one that I've always said it, Cold Games does not understand the survival of life in the real world. He don't understand it. And yeah, I said that. He may read about it, but he don't understand it. I'm 66 years old. I was raised in the country where we had to eat squirrel and rabbit when I was coming up. We had an outhouse. We knew what things were. And that's about where this update has ended, into the pages of the outhouse book. And y'all know what that was used for. Vehicle damage, way too easy. I mean, a bear can swipe at your leg while you're on there. The vehicle takes damage. You may end up taking damage. And then it's going to cost you more black crystal, more other things to go down whatever, and probably shouldn't even have been done nothing but hit the ATV crash bar area. Well, we're getting on down into this now. You can, like I say, you put them in there and it uses them slowly. I was surprised he let them go so slowly down to repair. And then you got to make your battery. You got way too many items for certain things. The components is way out of focus on some of this. To make a battery, got to make a battery to put in it. Then you got to make a battery to make a jumper that's smaller than the battery. How does that work? I mean, don't make sense. Like I say, custom paint, you got to pay for it. This started out being just biofuel for fuel. I mean, a generator will run on it while on an ATV. But no, he's got to make alcohol, I guess, for the extra punch of power it may need. But then you've got to have, as I've said in one of my other videos, a buttload of potatoes to make alcohol to put in there with the biofuel to make the gas. It takes 4 of these 10X, takes 40 gallons to fill that up. That's more than most vehicles on the road driving. A lot of them only take 30 gallons, something like that. Y'all know what I mean. It just, an ATV don't have that big of a gas tank. It looks like it's trying to emulate a 10-gallon gas tank, because it don't look like quarts or pints. It's not a little hand-gallon one, so to speak, is what I'm saying. Food reduction for the traps. Woohoo. Food reduction. You put bait in it, we're less penalized. But that should have been done when he made the traps. It's called common sense. You know how a tomato lasts, or a cucumber or a potato lasts on your counter in the house? And although it don't show putting potatoes in here, but y'all know what I mean. They should not decay so fast. One day and they're gone. Egg reducing should have been the same thing. Shouldn't even have been that. If you don't get them out, bam, they're gone before you can even get them. Waterfall noise and stuff, that's great. That's great, I understand that. Should have been done at the time of building the base next to them. Hunter locations are further out from your base. That's good. That's good. But the thing about it is, about the bases and stuff, and we'll get to that on further down. Shaky aim, that's good. This is for playing PvP, stuff like that on these servers. I don't mess with that, so I can't really say anything much about that. New clothing. Again, something else you have to purchase. They don't do anything for you. I understand their skins, but if you're going to put money into something, at least let it give you an attribute. That would have been so easy to add. Same thing here. The bow's not going to shoot different. The rifle there is not going to shoot different. And those ATVs are not going to drive or act any different with that on it. Other changes. Y'all can read this. That's really about all I got to say about some of these things. What I'm mainly going on about is we've asked for water barrels forever to catch water. He won't do it. A simple thing he could put around the house that we really, really needed. Other items around the base that we really need. We need base icons to be of a different color, be able to set them to the color we want. So in the black of night, for some people that don't have a light enough monitor to kind of tell where they're going or hadn't made flashlights, and that's another bad deal there. Battery life don't have the life of a drop of water in a 130-degree desert. And we've wanted flashlights on the helmets forever because when you take your axe out to cut a tree, you can't see. It's still too dark. They got white dots up on the map, and they can't tell if they run into another person's base or theirs. They don't know the difference. It should say so-and-so base whenever you put your mouse over it, or be able to change the color of it. Come on, Cold Games. Ants, do some of the things that we've been asking. Put your common sense hat on. Try to make something that everybody's been screaming about forever. I mean, I don't expect everything to be perfect in a game. It never is. But we're coming up on 7 years, and it's still the same problems. We don't get what we ask for. He don't come back on our questions most of the time. We never get answers. And I don't know, I just don't think it's a great update. We need other things that we've been asking for. I want different building materials for the base. We got rocks all over the world, but we can't even get rock to build a base. Stupid, very stupid. Different. The boards that create the walls and stuff don't even connect good. You can see through them everywhere. That's not a base. Then you got to put alloy on them to make everything come together without cracks so much. And I don't know, it's just not getting to be not my cup of tea anymore. Really not. I hope this will answer some of the things about why I don't put as many up anymore. But like I say, y'all can stop and read the things that y'all want to read. I got a lot of other things I could hark about, but I guess this turned into a harking about Alpha 60 update, but I don't think it was needed. I would have rather had a horse in the game that you could tame and keep, and putting a fence outside. Oh, excuse me, we don't have fences yet, do we? Oh, gosh. Well, I'd rather had a backpack on my back, even if I'd have had to pay $1 for it that had the slots that this ATV has got. At least I wouldn't be getting on and off and on and off just to get something every time. But, again, and we've asked for flippers so we could swim faster and skills to be put in the game, but have we got any of that? No. We will call an end to this. I just wanted to put up this little video showing this is on my Steam Subsistence page right now, and I just thought I would make a quick video about it. I mean, come on, Cold Games. Put your listening to people hat on, put your common sense hat on, and make things better. The game was good. Get rid of those boxes. Get rid of those block boxes, stuff like that. Make a way for us to create things that you have in those boxes without forcing us to go somewhere that the beginner people can never go to get them. At least they have a chance of creating something. Anyway, that's my take on this. It's my opinion and my opinion only. I'm not speaking for others. I say us here and there, or we, or something like that. But I'm talking about my household and my people, my family that play this game. Come back to us, Cold Games. Start making something good again. Cold Games, they got a saying, if the mama don't feed the baby, then the baby dies. Well, this game is your baby, and we are the voice of that baby. And we have been crying for things we need, and you keep failing to give what we need. So guess what? Your baby's gonna die. All right, everybody, I love you, appreciate you, bless you, and please subscribe, like, and share if you would. Goodbye.